Miller Fitness, we are firm believers in healthy living from the inside out. Our team of experts is dedicated to helping moms and caregivers evolve into the best version of themselves. With a master certified personal trainer, a certified nutritional coach with a medical background, a licensed clinical social worker, and an accountability coach, we provide holistic support to help women drastically decrease depression, build confidence, and prioritize their health and well-being. Our goal is to help you transform your body, mind, and mood so you can reclaim your happiness and thrive. Discover the power of fitness from the inside out. Find out more at fitbytm.com.
All right, y'all. Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? So Tanyelle had an extra surprise because her commercial played right at the beginning. But that's what this is all about, getting used to everything that we're doing here. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. I'm going to test it out as well, y'all. This is the Vision Impact Hour, and my name is Taria Avant. And yeah, man, this is a show that actually airs every Wednesday and Sunday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and that's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, if you're on a different time zone in another part of the world, just go ahead and calculate that. Also, what's exciting about what we're doing here is that you have the opportunity to be a part of this show. Now, in this month, for the first season right now, we're really getting a lot of the kinks out, y'all. We know everything is done digitally, and I just want to make sure that we're getting this thing rocking and rolling. So I definitely am just testing out stuff, y'all. We're getting it going, and I'm so excited because starting October, you guys are truly about to really see what we're doing here with the Vision Impact Hour. Now, hold on. That's what I was doing. I was checking to make sure my mic is right. Let me see. Let's see here. Are we live? I hope so. I hope we are live. Let's see here. Yeah, okay, we're live. So it sounds good. I was trying to do it from my phone. But anyways, how y'all doing? So everybody that is watching us live in the chat, please let us know. We have Blue Impressions in the house. Hello, Blue Impressions Publishing in the house. Thank you so much. And so, yes, we're streaming onto YouTube. Just to give you some of the platforms that we're streaming on, y'all. Right here, I'll just switch to this screen because this is what today's topic. We'll be talking about this later on. But we are streaming on YouTube, of course, Facebook, we're streaming on LinkedIn, but also the network that you can actually find our show on is E360 TV under the Trajectory Network. Under the Trajectory Network, let me play their bump real. So for those of you guys, if you want to be able to download the app E360, you can also download it onto any of your streaming televisions and be able to watch the show right from your TV, okay? So we're going to be developing a lot. And starting October, y'all, I'm telling you guys, we're going to be having our guests that are coming in. I've just been testing it. All of our guests will be notified up front, so they'll know too. And so definitely excited about that. But anyways, let's get into it. So if you guys are watching right now, we are streaming live. Go ahead and drop a comment. I see we also have Dr. Tashina in the house. Hey, Dr. Tashina, how are you? And so very excited. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to try to play some commercials because when I clicked the button, child, it played the wrong thing. Okay. But we're going to try to play a couple commercials and then we're going to get into some topics of today. I'm going to talk to you guys about how you can have commercials on here, how you can be a part of this show, and really what the vision is for the Vision Impact Hour. So we're going to go ahead and play a couple commercials, hopefully. Okay. And then we'll be right back. The secret to running a successful family childcare business with DeShonda Jennings. Her unique approach intertwines early childhood education with faith and compassion, creating a nurturing environment for our future leaders. DeShonda doesn't just stop there. She's also empowering fellow providers through her innovative childcare coaching methods. Featured in influential outlets like Soigné and Swank, We Empower, and more, her impact is widely recognized. So if you are an aspiring childcare provider seeking to learn how to build a successful business, make sure that you reach out to DeShonda today. Go to her free resource, 10mistakes-to-avoid.com, where you can download her ebook that's going to teach you the mistakes that people typically make when starting a childcare business. Again, 10mistakes-to-avoid.com. We will see you there. All authors of all genres. Taria Vision Avant here, and this is your invitation to shine with the trademarked and nationally recognized Author All-Stars magazine. We have your golden ticket to global recognition and unparalleled networking. Listen, if you are an author, no matter how long you've been one, we want you to be a part of this magazine. But the challenge is we only accept 50 people. Last year we had over 1,000 people to actually apply, and we did over 200 interviews, and we selected 50 people to be a part of the magazine. Well, this year we know that that number is going to grow. This magazine is an ocean of opportunities with our extensive distribution across 500 outlets globally, ensuring your work not only reaches but impacts a diverse audience. We're going to actually have the award ceremony in Atlanta, Georgia on December the 6th, where you get an opportunity to come on out, dress up, and be recognized as one of the 50 Author All-Stars. But first, you actually have to apply. Once you apply, if selected, we have two different options that you can choose from. We have the listing feature, where we spotlight your journey on a 2-page spread with a group of articles, testimonials, and sponsors. You actually get to include sponsors to be a part of this. Or you may select our higher level, where we only have 5 of these packages available, our cover story feature, where you will get a 4-page spread. You will get additional media exposure and our VIP seating at the Author All-Stars Conference. Listen, if you want to be a part of this magazine, all you need to do is go to authorallstarsmagazine.com, apply today, lock in your spot. Look out for the interview though, okay? So if you are selected, we will interview you and select you to be a part of this magazine. Can't wait to see you there. Congratulations in advance.
Step into the vivid streets of innovation with Blue Impressions Publishing. We're the pros in creating books with purpose, helping authors, coaches, and consultants to actualize their dreams. From custom coloring books that speak to your clients, to workbooks that set off fresh concepts, and self-help books that navigate your personal journey. Fire up your creativity and increase your income with Blue Impressions. Find out more at yourartisticexpressions.com, where words and art meet.
Well, wasn't that great? Did you love it? Yes, let's give it up. Yes, let's give it up for our commercials. We've got more commercials that we'll be bringing on. And again, just really excited. So just to kind of go over a little bit of our show, I've kind of gone over this, but we're going to keep going over it because I want you to understand the different segments that our show is going to provide. Starting October, though, is when we're really going to start highlighting our guests. And so we have several different opportunities and ways that you can actually be a part of this show. By the way, just to kind of toot the horn of Trajectory TV that is under E360, this network actually is going to be broadcasted or is broadcasted to 30 million households. But every single month, more than 1.5 million households are downloading and watching from this app. So this is a huge opportunity. If you are a business owner, an entrepreneur, we want you to be a part of the show. So make sure you plug in. Hello, what's going on? Money Management Matters. How are you? How are you? How are you? So make sure that you plug in, plug in, plug in, plug in. Now, what I want to do is show you the different segments. So as you'll see, guys, like right here, where we have all the different platforms where we air on. We have our Author All Star segment, which we will actually air every single week. And every week we will be highlighting two Author All Stars. So starting in October, every Wednesday and Sunday, we're going to be highlighting two different Author All Stars that you're going to get a chance to know and meet. This is when we also start the voting for the Author All Stars conference or dinner that is coming up in Atlanta, December the 6th. So you will be able to hear about the different authors they'll be promoting so that you can vote for them. And it's just awesome. Now, this is the copy of our magazine from the first year. Y'all see this? Bloop, bloop, bloop. So this was the first year of our magazine. The second year, we switched it to where we now have all of the authors on the front cover. But just to kind of show you a little bit of this magazine, we open this up. Guys, this magazine is an incredible magazine, and this is where we are able to highlight authors from all over the world. So it's not only just for authors who are in the United States, this is also authors who are all over the world, an international opportunity, and of all genres. And so right now we are down to the last couple of the spots left for the 2024-2025 Author All Stars magazine. Now, the next is our Wealth and Words. So this is going to be set up more like a podcast, okay? And so on Wealth and Words, this is where you're going to be able to hear from some of our incredible Book Profits Club members. Now, BPC is a monthly membership where you actually can be a part of this group and learn how to really be able to get on more stages, learn how to build multiple streams of income, and also not to be overworked and underpaid. Let's just be honest, right? And so Wealth and Words, what we do is we have our amazing authors who are from Book Profits Club. We interview them. We want to learn, how are you using your words to impact the world? And y'all, when I tell you, these interviews are awesome. And so you're going to get a chance starting October. We're going to be airing all of these interviews. I've kind of shared a couple of them, but we'll be replaying some of those. But we want you guys to get a chance to truly see how that goes. Now, the next thing is also our segment, the Power Talk. Now, let me tell you about the Power Talk and why the Power Talk is fire. So one thing, guys, and if you're a speaker, go ahead and let me know in the chat. If you guys are speakers, if you speak on topics, let me know what you speak on, right? Because one thing that I have come to understand, guys, is that number one, if we want more people to see us, to learn about our products, learn about our services, we've got to get in front of more audiences, right? But there are so many amazing speakers out there who do these incredible talks, and we never get a chance to hear from them, right? We just see them on the stage one time. Well, what we do with Book Profits Club is we teach our Book Profits Club members that if you want to really grow your business, you got to be willing to do at least one workshop per month. Now, I actually do a workshop and a webinar per month myself to grow my business. And in the workshop, what I do is I provide partnership opportunities. And in these partnership opportunities, you do not have to be a part of Book Profits Club, but we then offer individuals a chance to be on the stage, to partner with myself and a Book Profits Club and be on the stage and speak. And so these are some great opportunities. And starting in October, you're going to get a chance to see our speakers who have been coming to our different pop-up workshops. All right. And so I'm excited about that. But we also have, on top of the pop-up workshops, our Book Profits Club members every month. Not every month, y'all, but every quarter, we do mastermind programs, right? A mastermind. And so in our masterminds, we also do different things where we're creating content. So this is why you need to learn about Book Profits Club, honestly, guys, because it's not just about a lot of online training, weekly meetings. No, we actually do tangible things, right? So what happened, y'all, is, if I could be honest, I'm just going to get into it. I used to actually have an inner circle program. And to be honest, many people that are in the coaching space, that's the goal. A lot of coaches want to be able to have a high ticket, $30,000, $50,000 program. But honestly, guys, me personally, that my goal has never been to say that, yes, I have a 30,000 package, $30,000 package, or I have a $50,000 package. And we have had incredible people to be a part of our inner circle. My goal is to really to be, I want to see people win. I want to see people have success. And so a lot of times what I end up doing, even in the high ticket, is creating more ways that our members can actually get, in front of more platforms, get on more stages. And so what I decided to do is I decided I didn't want to do the inner circle, but it doesn't mean that we got away with doing the deliverables, right? So we still offer to our Book Profits Club members a lot of the deliverables that we did with Inner Circle, but we give them the option because what I was finding is that a lot of people were enrolling into our $30,000 program, but maybe not necessarily ready for everything that we were offering. So it's like, what's the point and having someone get all of these deliverables if they're just simply not going to use them because they're not at that point. So I didn't want to do that. Like, I'm not in the business of just taking people's money just because I can. I want to be able to have a tool that you can use that you'll be able to leverage. Does that make sense, y'all? And so, okay, we got some speakers in the house. I see you guys. And so that's what I'm doing. So what we do is every quarter we have a mastermind, and at our masterminds, we also do deliverables. We do photo shoots. I should pull up some of the pictures. Let me see. Can I pull up some of the pictures? I don't know. I might not be able to do all that. But once I got to get a little bit more used to this software. But we did some amazing pictures at the photo shoot, y'all. Just beautiful, right? And then on top of that, we also get some content. So with the Power Talk, you guys will also get a chance to see some of those different things that we do at those masterminds. And then as real as it gets. Now, today, the topic that I want to speak on as far as real as it gets is, does money really buy power? And there is a reason why I'm bringing this subject up. And we'll talk about that in just a few. But I want to know from you guys, do you think that money actually buys power? Or do you think that maybe money can buy you time, a combination of both? You know, if you come from the school of where I come from, there used to be a song back in the day that was called Money, Power, Respect, What You Need in Life, right? That's all you need, money, power, and respect. And if you get the money, then you get the power, then you get the respect. That's what they used to say, right? And so, but I don't know anymore. And so that's why I want to talk about it. Okay. So I want to talk about what y'all think about money and stuff like that. But yes, the masterminds are great, Dr. Tashina. Thank you so much. We only, however, offer them to our Book Profits Club members because, of course, we do a lot of implementation, a lot of our software and our tools. But yes, they are amazing events. For sure. Okay, for sure. Well, look, y'all, y'all keep on participating down here in the chat. I'm looking forward to this conversation that we're going to have in just a few. But guess what? Now, what I want to do is talk to you guys about this book, okay? And I told you, so right now, in the remainder of September, it's just going to be me. Y'all going to be seeing me a lot. But guess what? I want you to also have your commercial to air on the show. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the commercial, but about this book. But as I talk to you about this book, I want to let you know how you can be on the show. There's different options. So if you're interested in learning how you can be a part of this show is specifically where we highlight speakers and coaches and authors. So if you fit any one of those, you're going to go to info.thevisionimpactshow.com. info.thevisionimpactshow.com. Fill out the form. We'll get back in touch with you. Okay? So look at this book right here. It's called Voices of Change. Voices of Change. I got a little mark on there. Anyways, this is actually a collaborative book that we did. We're going to Ghana, y'all, at the end of the year. In fact, man, let me tell you, I put it out there that we were looking for speakers at the beginning of the year, right? Yes, ma'am, Lena. And y'all saw the Blue Impressions Publishing. We actually put their commercial up. So drop your website too in the chat, Lena, with Blue Impressions Publishing. Drop your website so I can put it on the screen so everybody can come if you need to get your book published, okay? Listen, y'all. So this book right here, Voices of Change. By the way, Lena's in this book too. So we're going to be going to Africa. Let me tell you something though. For those of you guys who are speakers, if you've ever done an event before, I've been doing events since 2012. I think I did like maybe my first big event, right? Workshop conference. Well, I mean, technically, I've been doing events since like 2009 when I got into the network marketing industry because we would do like home meetings and stuff, right? So we do these home meetings. So that's an event. And I think that's another thing. Like, we got to stop like discrediting the things that we do. If you take your time to get some people together, whether it's 2 people or 200 people or 2,000 people, you did an event. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got to start giving ourselves a little bit more credit. I know they just had a big old event here in Atlanta where thousands of people came to, and we are trying to compare our chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 10 and not even realize it as well. While yes, that event had a lot of people were coming to see a lot of celebrities. I don't know if people were coming to learn. Some were coming to learn, but to have them celebrities cost a lot of money. It was not cheap. And so we have to understand these things, right? And so, well, we've got some stuff we're working on too. So I ain't even gonna hate on the celebrities, okay? I ain't gonna hate on it. I've come to learn that, you know what, I do not like to necessarily fight against the grain. I like to fight against what's right, but I won't fight against the grain if it makes sense. Like if I can create opportunities and get people to come out and really see what's going on, if I gotta do what I gotta do, I gotta do what I gotta do. So that's gonna be some announcements coming up with our Author All-Stars dinner in Atlanta. But anyway, so I've been doing events for a long time. And at the beginning of the year, one of our Book Profits Club members, well, last year, she was telling me how she wanted to do a retreat. And at first, I think she wanted to do it in Costa Rica. And then she was telling us that she was going to do the retreat. Matter of fact, I should just pull up the website so y'all can see. I'm going to pull that up because I think I can do that. I think I know how to do it. One second, y'all. Let me show y'all the website. Let's see here. Share my screen. There you go. Window. No. Here we go. Here you go. Okay, so here's the screen right here. Here's the website, thevocevent.com. Oh, I got to fix this right here. But anyways, so when you scroll down, you're going to see the schedule of events. This is where we are going to Ghana, y'all. This is the nonprofit Cheerful Hearts that we are actually supporting. And here are our speakers. So this right here, this is Brittany Petty. And Brittany was telling me that she's going to be doing an event. She wanted to do something in Ghana. She had met someone. And I said, you know what? I want to do an event back, another event in Africa. We had already done one in South Africa. And I was just like, oh, I ain't sharing the screen to y'all. Let me share the screen to y'all. My bad. Hold on. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that screen? Okay, so let me pull the screen up real quick. So here it is right here. Our trip to Ghana, right? We're going to go to Ghana starting December the 29th. We're going there for the new year. The reason why I chose the new year is because over 2.5 million people traveled to Ghana for the 2024 new year. So, baby, I'm trying to be there. It's going to be people all over the world. Okay? And so, anyways, our conference is going to be January the 3rd. It is the Leadership Voices of Change Conference, and it's at Cape Coast Castle. And then we have the retreat on the 4th where we get to relax. And so anyways, just want to show you this. And so Brittany was saying that she wanted to do an event. And I said, I want to do an event, right? I want to do an event in Ghana. And so instead of me saying, oh, that's great, that's amazing, guess what I did, y'all? I said, why don't we do something together? Why don't we do something together? Listen, we always try to, that's one thing I will tell you that I wish more of us would start doing. And I see that happen in the community of Book Profits Club because we're creating that type of a mindset. But it's like a lot of times people are like, oh, that sounds great. I'm just going to try to do it myself. No, let's do it together. Let's create opportunities together. And so we're doing this event in Ghana. We're already going to be getting ready to do the one next year because everybody is already interested. We're not going to have as many speakers though. So, because we have 19 speakers, we actually had 20, but one was not able to make it. So, y'all, we're like lit right now. Like we're lit right now. And so, anyways, I'm excited. So, why am I telling you all about this book? Because this book, Voices of Change, is the book that we're using to help us to raise capital for this event. In fact, I have 50 spots available of 50 men and women who pre-order this book. That means you buy the book. This is not the official final copy. This is just a rough draft, right? But the first 50 people that pre-order a copy of this book is just the regular price of what you would pay if you bought the book anyways, but you'll be actually included in this. And that means that your name will be listed in the book. Yes. And you even have an opportunity to have your business listed in the book. Now, remember, as I told you guys, over 2.5 million people will be in Ghana. Me personally, I'm taking the book to give it away. I'm going to be ordering hundreds of copies, and I'm taking the book to actually give it away while I'm in Ghana. So it's a great opportunity to support an incredible movement. The nonprofit that we're supporting out there, it's called Cheerful Hearts. And Cheerful Hearts, what they do is they actually bring awareness and help to get rid of child trafficking and child labor. And so on January the 1st, we plan on bringing a big old check as well as a ton of items. When I tell you the speakers have laid it down, our speakers are bringing so much. I told Bright, who is the CEO of Cheerful Hearts, which, by the way, I should tell y'all a story about my trip to Ghana. I've been to Ghana twice already. So I can tell you, I got a little time. I'll tell y'all about my story to Ghana. Y'all want to hear about my story to Ghana? Okay, I'm going to tell you about my story. But anyway, so Bright, I was telling Bright, I was like, Bright, I don't know if you understand. Like when I saw some pictures and images of just some of the stuff that some of our speakers are bringing, it's just going to be um, an overwhelming experience. I asked them because they also celebrate holidays as well. So January the 1st is a holiday for them. It's New Year's. But I said, listen, but we need to make sure you got the kids because I want the kids to come to see what we're doing. So he's going to have the kids pull up on us. A lot of times the kids are right from the local community anyways. And so we're just going to have a great celebration where we're going to show how we've bring in some, financial opportunities to them. While I was there, y'all, so when I was asking one of the teachers, because let me tell you what I did. So when I went to Ghana, I went a few years ago. I feel like it was like 2019. It has gone by quickly. What the world? What? Because I was looking at like the date when I went, and I was like, dog, I went in 2019, bruh. Anywho, so first of all, let me tell you about people too. Because what happened was I saw one of my homegirls who's an actress. Her name is Sky. Sky put up that she was doing some kind of fundraising for this trip to Ghana. And so I hit her up. I was like, what's this you doing in Ghana? She was like, girl, I'm about to go do some missionary work. And it's with a nonprofit organization. I was like, well, what's the tea? Because I'm trying to go. Right. And she told me about it. And so I reached out to the organization and they accepted me to go. And so then I started to, put it out there and raise some capital and to go. Now, mind you, what is funny about this whole situation that people had no idea in 2019, while my business was doing well, that was around the year where I spent a ton of money doing traveling workshops. Don't do that. You do not need to do a ton of traveling workshops. I was doing multiple workshops per month and I was traveling all over and it was costing me money to do these hotels. So, I mean, while we were making still six figures, and when I say we, I mean me, myself, and I got multiple people. Child, money was tight. So I didn't really have a lot, but the blessing was, even though money was tight, I was still able to go to Ghana for 2 weeks and my business was still able to grow. Amen. Hallelujah. And that was good. And so, anyways, I remember telling some people I was going to Ghana, y'all. And let me tell you how people will install, deposit, whatever, fear into you. I had so many people like, why are you going to Ghana? It's not safe there. The people get sick and stuff. And these was all people who ain't never been. Have y'all ever noticed the people that will tend to give us the most negative advice generally are people who ain't even doing what they giving you advice on? Where they do that at? In our community. We do it all the time. We giving people advice on stuff we ain't doing. That's why, listen, I don't take financial advice from nobody who I wouldn't trade my life with. I don't take relationship advice from nobody who is single, unless, like they giving me stuff of what not to do, I guess. But you're not going to tell me what to do. I don't take wellness advice from someone who ain't doing the wellness activities. I literally do not take advice from people giving me advice on that subject who are not doing it for themselves. Does that make sense? And so all these people try to scare me into not going. And child, boo, I wasn't listening to them. I was not listening to them. And I went to Ghana. And when I tell you, it was the most amazing experience of my life. I don't care what your nationality is. If you have, and this is a different level of visiting a third world country. And, I've been to other third world countries before, but I never really got plugged into the community like that. You know what I mean? Like I would just go on vacations. So my experience, well, I will tell you this. I remember one night. So, by the way, where we stayed at this really nice house in the city is called Kaswa. I could not remember that to save the life of me, but I was looking at the information for Cheerful Hearts. So it's like, oh, it's Kaswa. That's where I was staying, Kaswa. So we stayed at this house in Kaswa, and it was a beautiful house. But the thing about Ghana is that in Kaswa, there's not really paved roads. So it's not very easy to just take a vehicle and drive to the house because it's not paved. And I don't even know how to explain it to you when I say it's not paved. It's not. You can't just drive any kind of car. Your car is gonna get jacked up. Okay. But I remember the first day when we were driving out there, we were driving to the house and whatnot, and I was just like, wow, this is different. But we pulled up to the house, and the house was actually gated. But right beside our house was another home. And I remember that home, because what it's almost kind of like how you can determine somebody's wealth as well in Ghana, because they have these big water buckets, huge water buckets that supply water to the houses. And so you have some houses that got smaller size ones and some who have huge ones because they pay for that. It's like a bill that comes in, right? And the house that we were beside, they didn't have a water bucket at all. The way that they actually would take baths and utilize, get water, well, you get the water packets or the water pouches, but they would actually take baths outside. It was like I'll never forget, it was like a little stone thing they made, like a stone little area where they could go in and take their bath. Very humbling experience. And even though we had a water bucket, it wasn't like it's water that runs out of a shower in the United States. And it's not going to be steaming. It's not going to be hot water. It was definitely an experience where it was new for me, but I loved it. I remember going to Ghana too, thinking to myself that I ain't eating no food. I'm about to lose a lot of weight. Chabu, I'm not eating nothing. They done messed around because I had never had jollof rice. Didn't nobody tell me nothing about this jollof rice. Okay, and it's funny because I know Nigerians. I don't know too many Ghanaians, and I don't know. I hope I said that right, but I don't know too many people from Ghana that live here in the United States. But I know a lot of Nigerians, and I never had jollof rice. Now, granted, the jollof rice is a slight difference, but not that much. But don't let a Nigerian hear that, okay? But anyway, so I had the jollof rice and the chicken. Brother man, that food was so good. That's all you needed to feed me. Just give me jollof rice and chicken every day. Now they had a lot of other stuff. This thing called chito, which is like a hot sauce with fish in it. Child, that stuff was so good. I tried to take it home. You know you ain't supposed to take no food home. I told the people at the TSA, I ain't got no food with me. That thing came home. By the time it came home, though, and I opened it up, it was so stank because it's fish in it. It was spoiled. What was I thinking? I love the shito. Oh, they had so many. It was so many different things. Now, there's certain things I was just not getting with it. I couldn't get with it. But that jollof rice, that chicken, I can't wait. It's the food was so fresh. Now you're not gonna have a lot of ice, right? Because of course you're not really. It's not recommended that you eat any of the like. You don't drink no water. That is not even not a not recommendation. You just don't do it. They have water pouches where you can literally get water any and everywhere, right? And so, anyways, long story short, one day I was in the house, right? So I was in the house and I had heard about the power outages. Now, mind you, I hadn't experienced one yet though. So I had already been there for maybe about a week. It was a 2 week trip. And so I had been there for about a week, y'all. And this is funny too, because I remember my phone, I had an iPhone, but it was an old iPhone. I had cracked the screen, child. I was over there struggling. I ain't really had no kind of internet access, nothing. I was just over there, just not with nothing, right? So, anyways, the house we were in also did have air condition. That's a luxury to have air condition in Ghana, by the way. And once you get there and you get used to it, it's kind of like, it's not a big deal, right? So I wasn't even tripping off of it. But I just know some people be like, I need to have running water, air condition. Baby, if you don't learn to live like they live, you don't even understand. And I ain't even live fully like everybody lives there, right? But anyways, I loved it. So I had my body adjusted to not have an AC. But what we did have in the room was a fan that was over top of the room, right? So I'm laying in my bed trying to kind of maneuver through my little crack screen, look at something on Facebook. And then my friend, we roomed together. We ended up rooming together. In fact, y'all, my allergies are messing up too. So if you see me scratching in my ear and my nose, I'm allergic. It's cold in here right now, and I feel like I'm allergic to cold weather. So I'm just cold temperatures. It's cold. So anyway, so we in the room. I guess that's why I was okay with just the fan, because I ain't needed to be cold in the room. So we in the room. My homegirl, who I'm roomed with, by the way, that's what I was gonna say. In this trip, we had like two young ladies from Australia. We had some other people. They were from all over for this nonprofit, right? So people came in from all over. So we in the room. My homegirl, she's knocked out. I'm trying to look through the Facebook because I just need something to go to sleep. And the power went out. This was the first time and the only time it ever went out. When I tell you, now I want y'all to picture, it ain't street lights in Cosmos. No street lights. Only really the lights that you might see with people that's using it in their house. And I don't even know. You just have to go for you to truly get a full understanding what it is like on the street. And also, if you've ever been to certain countries where they have maybe chickens and dogs running around, you kind of remember, you know what that's like, right? So anyways, child. Oh, they got goats too that run around. Goats make a noise that sound like someone is screaming. So, baby, that power went off and it was so dark. When I tell you, brother man, it was so dark. I couldn't even see my hand. I was scared to get up. It was so dark. And so now just picture this. It's blacked out dark because it happened at night. Blacked out dark. And guess what you hear in the background? Them doggone goats. The goats are screaming for their life. Now, I forgot in the midst of this blackout that there's goats running around. I literally forgot about the goats. So all I'm hearing in my mind are human people holler. Ah! That's what it sounds like. Oh my Lord. I have a very vivid imagination, by the way. So, baby, I'm in the room thinking I said, oh my goodness, it might be a woman who's pregnant. Because it sounds like a pregnant scream or something, like the baby is coming thin. Okay. And so I just was in there like, oh my Lord, somebody having a baby or something. I made up a whole story. And then I remembered it was the goats. Within about maybe 10 minutes, the power came back on. But y'all, and it got hot so quick. Oh, that's another thing. When that fan came off, baby, I had a newfound appreciation and respect for that fan. Because when that fan cut off, do y'all hear me? It seemed like within 10 seconds, that entire room, the heat just was in there. Okay, in there. So, yeah, my experience, that was one funny experience. But it was funny. It was fun. Every day that I was in Ghana was amazing. We used to have to we had to catch a taxi to where we were staying in for I cannot remember the name of the school. I mean, where the school was at. It was called Ebenezer School. Can't remember the city. I'm gonna find that out. But we had to catch a taxi to the school, and then sometimes the taxi would either drop us off right at the school or drop us off at the beginning, and we would walk in. I remember every day when I would walk into the school, it used to be this lady at a store that I would go get cookies from. They call them biscuits, and I would, because that's all I would eat. I would only eat cookies for lunch, so I would get the cookies. And every day she used to be hitting me with the, I don't know what she's saying. I said, now you know I don't know what you're saying. She always laughing. I said, this lady probably over here talking mad cash money trash. I don't know what she's saying to me. But every day we walk by to go to school, I was like, what? I said, that's not funny. I don't know what you're saying, right? But I used to have a good time. They didn't know that I was not. A lot of times, many people didn't really know that I was not of Ghanaian descent or Ghanaian descent. Many times, the assumption was that I was, because I was a Black girl. But the other people that I was with, the two girls that I went with, one, she was actually an Asian woman, and then another one was an Indian woman. They were younger girls. And so when they would see them, to them, that was like seeing exotic women, right? Exotic, amazing women. Me, they was like, okay, we'll see you all time. Go ahead, you good, right? But yeah, so she probably thought I don't know. She just started off first speaking to me because I guess she thought I understood it, but I didn't understand what she was saying. And so eventually I'd be like, girl, I don't know what you're saying. It was so funny to her. She used to get tickled literally every day. But yeah, man, I loved it. I had such a great time. And those who are coming with us to Ghana, you guys are going to have a great time too. All right, y'all. Well, you know what? We about to get into this conversation. I'm going to get into this final conversation real quick with as real as. Well, hold on, y'all. Hold on. You see how I be trying to segue? As real as it gets. All righty. So on today's show, this is the topic I want to talk about. Does money buy power? And I want to know, for those of you guys that are watching this, what do y'all think? Do you think that money actually buys power? Now, for a very long time, until as of recent, I used to think that, yeah, if you had a lot of money, it could definitely buy you a ton of power. And I still do believe that to a degree. But I also believe that, like, the more money you start making, and y'all let me know what y'all think. Because the more money you start making, you know how they say new levels, new devils? I think it also puts you into different brackets. And so, without naming any names, as of recent, there has been some major conversations centered around a big mogul who has recently been taken to jail to be there for a trial that he'll be having coming up. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But I'm noticing that there is a pattern. And for a very long time, it's so crazy because while I don't come from the entertainment world, I know a lot of people in the entertainment industry. And so I had always been privy and heard about the different events and the parties and stuff. I didn't know that they were going to that degree. I just knew that he always had these epic parties. And I had a couple friends that I knew that used to be at the parties. It ain't my business. I'm not finna find out what y'all did at these parties. Was you at the after party or the after party? or at the party, right? I do know some people that was at them. Now they won't admit it, they won't say it. I don't know, but it's not my business. I'm not finna ask. But the thing is that for a very long time, this was probably 20 years of this stuff going on. And not just that, I mean, I remember y'all when I had went to go to LA. So I was a stand-in for the family that prays. I wonder if my name is even listed. I think it is. Maybe it's not. Let me see. I'm gonna go to IMDb. I got an IMDb page, right? It's only a couple things in there. Oh, yeah, no, they didn't give me my credits. They did not give me my credit for being a stand-in for one day. Anyway, so I was a stand-in for one day. I got fired. That's another conversation. For the family that prays, right? When I had moved to Atlanta, I used to have a TV show that I hosted. And so in my mind, I was like, okay, we're going to bring the TV show here. And I wanted to do more things that involved television, necessarily acting, but I still had applied for the Tyler Perry Studios. Long story short, I get this position or this opportunity to be a stand-in for Taraji P. Henson. And so, keep it fast forward. I'm running my mouth, telling everybody this is my first time on a movie set, got fired. So then I decided I wanted to go to LA. Well, no, I decided to take some acting classes because once I had been on the set and I saw that I used to think like these people had to memorize this whole doggone, you know what I'm saying? Like pages and pages of script. No, that's not how it works. One day would be like 10 minutes of recording. Okay. It don't even be a lot. So I was in my mind, I was like, oh, I could be an actress, right? And I was looking, when you on set, they got the little joint where you can see the camera, you can see the monitor. And so like I was standing over there and I was seeing myself on the monitor. I was like, okay. I was picturing myself on TV. Hello, how you doing? And so I was like, oh, I can do this. I already had a local TV show, so I wasn't afraid of the camera. But the acting thing, I was like, I ain't never thought about this, but it seemed like it was going to be easy. So I got fired and I joined an acting class in Atlanta. So I was going to this acting class in Atlanta, y'all, and this lady named Margie Haber came to the acting class. I promise you I'm going to get into talking about do you get money with power and all that stuff, right? So anyways, so I paid for this acting class, and the lady Margie Haber comes and she's like, she's got this international studies program that you can come to LA and take, right? And basically what she specialized in was teaching you how to cold read. So I was like, let's do it. So I take the thing, I go to LA and live there for a month. I rented a room from someone in Hollywood. This house was little, y'all, too. And when I looked up the value, because I did, because I was pocket watching, the house was like $1 million home. But child, if you was to get a house like that in Atlanta, it probably would be like 150,000. That's how crazy, right? So, anyways, I got a funny story about that too, living in that house, child. Because it was built like I don't know what country, so I'll just say Asia, but the style the house was built was like more Asian style. So it was compact. So the bathroom itself was everything. Like it was one room that was the toilet, was also the shower. It took me a while to figure it out too. Like the shower was above the toilet and the sink and everything all in one room. So it was like an Asian style bathroom house. Anywho, so I go to take the class, and in her international studies, she also brought agents in and managers. And she brought in this manager. I'm not going to say his name, but he was definitely one of the persons named in the Me Too movement. Very successful manager and has managed a lot of top Black women actresses. So he comes to the meet and greet and he tells his assistant he wants me to come to meet him at the office. Cool. I was like, wow, amazing. So, anyways, I don't got no credits. I ain't been on. Only thing I ever did was The Family That Prays, that one little scene. And then I had my TV show. So I knew I was not necessarily qualified to work with him. But in my mind, I was like, okay, well, let me just make sure that he can see my face and remember me, because you're going to remember this face, right? So, anyways, I go to the meeting. This was like towards the end of the whole program. Like it was almost done. I was getting ready to wrap up. And I go to his office. And when I go in the office, the first thing he says, he's like, listen, you're not really necessarily ready to work with me yet, but just keep putting work out there, doing your thing, da da da. And I was like, cool. He was like, now, next question is, what type of men do you like to date? Okay. So I'm gonna tell you what this man looked like. He's probably about maybe 5'5", maybe my height, 5'5". He weighed about maybe 300 pounds plus. He is Italian man, Italian. So my response was, he asked me what type of men I like. I said tall, dark, and muscular. And I said it with a straight face. Cause I was like, I know he didn't. So come to find out, not only he didn't just asking me what type of man, it was another woman that was in the class. She said he asked her the same thing, but she didn't seem to be offended. So I quickly realized that in this Hollywood world, this is something that was the norm. Now, mind you, this was over 10 plus years ago. I was naive. I didn't know. And I realized that this is a crazy world. So anyway, so long story short, fast forward, my homegirl that's out there, she was like, yeah, man, if you go to certain parties out here in LA, like if you're not doing drugs, you can't even stay in the party. I never asked her, well, did you stay? I just was like, wow. And it's like, it's just something of the rich and famous. You got money, this is what they do. And I wonder if it's just a combination of just being so wealthy and experiencing so many different things that you get bored with life. But the thing is, it's like a lot of these things that we are seeing, Black men specifically, very high level, high powered Black men in the entertainment industry that are, as of recent, getting taken down, who had a ton of money. We're seeing a lot of this crumble. And my question is, not only is it because they have the money that they were able to sustain this for a long time? Was it also a part, but because they were a part of certain communities? Me and my sister were talking about it. We said, man, it seemed like everything started to happen with the recent situation when he sued the liquor company that he had been a part of for very long time. And now you're suing some people who got more money than you. And now they don't like that. And I wondered if that maybe had something to do with it. But at the end of the day, this is the thing. And this is why, for me, money has never been the number one goal. Yes, I know that in order for us to grow a business and in order to have success in life, we have to make money in order to market ourselves, in order to travel, in order to be able to do the things that you need to do for your business, in order to live a life, in order to be able to take out your husband and your wife, in order to be able to take your kids and your friends and to do stuff, it costs money. But the question is, have we ever thought about that? We're doing all of this to obtain a certain level of power. I do believe that, yes, having money does put you in power positions, but I don't believe that like it's a guaranteed access to power for the rest of your life. I don't believe it. I believe that, yeah, the right circles, the right communities, being in the right and around the right people, yeah, that can get you more power than anything. But if the goal is to just make money to have the power, I don't know. I was listening to Wallow too, though, because Wallow was on the Breakfast Club and he was saying, the reason why he kept getting caught up in troubles and trials and the reason why he ended up getting locked up. And the last, bid he did was 20 years. He did 20 years in the federal penitentiary. He said, because I realized at a very young age that if you ain't popping, ain't nobody listening to you. You're not making money, don't nobody care. That's why, and that's not, I don't know if that's with all cultures, but I know within my culture, a lot of times we praise that. We praise the person who's making money by any means necessary. It don't matter how they make the money, is do they make the money? Scarface, that is like a hood like a hood legend movie. Everybody loved Scarface. And Scarface, we know what Scarface did, right? But because it's something just within our community where we don't care. If you got money, you are praised. And to me, that's crazy. It's a scary thing to know that if we just get into financial success by any means necessary, it gets us the praise, it gets us the power. But from what I'm seeing too, is that, yeah, you can get into some powerful positions, but it may not be forever. It may not be forever. I want to ask you guys, and I'm going to finish the show off with this. What is it that we all desire? What is your ultimate, when it's all said and done, and they talk about you and they say how you've done this and how you were known for that, and how do you want your story to be written about you? And it's sad to see how there's so many people that we would call mogul and so many people who we would call, goats. Who it's like everything is starting to shift up because they've gotten to a point where they thought they were invincible. Do you really want that kind of power? Anyways, y'all, hopefully that gives us something to think on. Next week, we're going to have more stuff that we're going to talk about. I hope that you are interested in being a part of this show as we continue to grow, y'all. If you would like to learn more about how to be on the show, you're just going to fill out this form. You're going to go to not www. You're going to go to info.thevisionimpactshow.com. Info.thevisionimpactshow.com. That's the website that you want to go check out. Y'all, it has been a privilege and a pleasure to be here on the show. I pray that you guys have truly enjoyed this conversation. We're going to talk about more stuff. I'm also looking for all types of people to be on the show, from commercials to if you want to learn more how you can be interviewed, if you want to learn even how you could be a part of the As Real as It Gets segment, because I don't just want to be, we're going to talk about everything, okay? So we're going to talk about stuff centered around business, but also connecting it to relationships, connecting it to fitness, wellness, all type of stuff. So if you want to be a part of one of the segments, you could be on this show, okay? All right, y'all. Well, that's it. That's all that I got. I pray that you guys have a wonderful day. God bless you all. And next show starts or airs on Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye, y'all.